I welcome everyone to the class today. I hope the professors and the doctors and the emeritus professors are in the class. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. I can see the messages. Thank you, loud and clear. Thank you so much. So I hope we are ready for today. I believe that Professor Isaac, Professor Motunrayo, Professor Chioma, Professor Lolo, Professor Victor, and so many others, they are ready for us today. So I believe that you're ready. So let us learn together. This is just a community thing that we just want to ensure that we help ourselves as much as we can. Before we start, Microsoft has actually introduced a lot of things to make life easy. Those things are simpler. One of those days, I would take us through it, just because there are a lot of things we still have. Microsoft Fabrics and all of that. I've been exploring it. So for people that are not new, they already understand what I mean. But for everyone, do not worry. But we'll take it a step at a time. All right. So this is my slide. Let me just put it on projection, and we just talk about it. Now, what really are we looking at today? We want to see how we can build interactive reports with Power BI Desktop. Let's start from there. Everything is a step at a time. We don't just want to jump to the end without having proper understanding of where it starts from. All right. So based on feedback and reactions last class, some people also DM to say uh, we should, if they can be privileged to have the knowledge from the beginning. Of course, that is why we are here. So please, of course, other requests also came in terms of someone said he has used SQL before, to get data, and that is not really clear. How can we use that into, get data from it into Power BI, or from get data from Power BI, get data into Power BI from SQL. So one of the reasons I also dropped or added that as part of what we'll look at today. Okay, so we've talked about some things. I only modified this a little to focus on what we really want to do. So it's going to be about Power BI Desktop. Of course, we'll get data, we'll clean with Power Query, then we didn't create measure last time, so we'll create measure and maybe some columns. So the slide is just to point us in the direction, just to show the focus for the class. So that's it. I'm gonna minimize this. So there is a folder that you have everything. But I wouldn't know if I put this in for you. But you also have everything: location, product, salesperson, then sample sales special. So let us confirm to me that we have this in the folder that was shared. It's part of it, but just to confirm that you can. So I need us to react to that, please, so that we are on the same page. So please let me get our reaction. So I'm going to move customer into the same place, copy customer, just to see they're in the same location. Please let us kindly react if you have the folder opened. Let me look at our faces.
There is no special folder.
No, it is not
sales.
that special, but
Yeah,
it's
there is
there.
salesperson and sample special sales.
Look out for, everything is actually there. Look out for customer. You know, we worked on customer last week, that
Yes,
PDF.
there's customer.
Look out for location, is the Word
Yes,
document.
there is.
Look out for products. Also, there is salesperson, and there must be sales special, like this one, sample special sales.
Yes,
So
yes,
it is not in a folder that I call special. It's me
yes.
that brought it out into a folder. Okay, so that's fine. So let's, so everyone, can we kick the ball rolling? So if we have everything we need, we can start, right? If there are questions, of course, we have able hands that can always call my attention to that because I'm sharing my screen. For the sake of people that said they are not familiar with Microsoft Power BI Desktop, right? Starting from there. If we have enough time, I would also look at this with us today. Fast food, let me maximize it. Fast food habit questionnaire. So someone did a questionnaire in terms of how people their reactions to fast food in Nigeria. Of course, this is focused on Nigeria. We'll look at that, how you can actually get Faber to analyze that so that you can know the habit of your customer and use that to make informed decisions that can help the business to grow. So we look at that, if not today, of course, next class. All right. Now I have launched my Power BI desktop. All right. And this is the interface. Again, I'll quickly do a familiarization with the environment for people that are seeing this for the first time, for some people that said they are still trying to catch up with Excel, and Power BI is the other thing we are talking about. Yeah, Power BI is fantastic, like awesome. I can tell you that. So to my right, this is just a quick recap before we get data. To my right, you'll see 3 panes. There is data. You see something like this, right? Data pane, there's visualization pane, and there is filter pane. So I could collapse this, right? Just to. Now to my left, to the screen left, you'll see report view. Report view is where we are right now. You see data view. If I click on data view, the reason why it's blank is because there is no data yet. You can see you haven't loaded any data yet. And the last one is called model view. So when you have loaded some queries or some tables, you will see them here. This is just an image that shows you when you have tables, you will just have them seen here. Now, if you look at the bottom, right, you see page 1, you could click on plus, then you have more pages. I mean, depending on what you intend or how many pages of report you're creating. And of course, from the top, you would see that this is untitled because it's not yet saved. You can say File tab, Home tab, Insert tab. They're also called menu. So you can refer to this as Insert menu, Modeling menu, View menu, and all of that. If you want to do something, you must start with, from here, you want to get data. So there are different data sources. We introduced this environment last week, but for the sake of people that are joining for the first time, the reason for me trying to do a quick recap as per the environment. Of course, one of the things we're going to get data from today is SQL Server. And for someone that specifically requested for how to write SQL statements and combination of between and, we would be able to look at that also. So let's see how fast we can achieve all of this. So let me come to the folder. If there are questions, please do not hesitate to drop your questions. Now, here, just to be sure that this is not passworded, I'm going to open it. So just to see, of course, if you want to get data, you want to check your data source. Remember the password for this, AB12, and I press enter. Okay, I hope I still remember the password. Just a moment. What did I use for this one? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So class, you need to rescue me. I've forgotten the password. What's the password for this that I shared with us the other time? Is it 1, 2, AB? Just a moment, please. Right now, the person that passworded can no longer remember the password. So ID, come to my rescue. What's the password that I shared with us? Password. Let me see. Okay. 1 2 AB. So it's the reverse. So 1 2 uppercase AB. So this should be fine. Awesome. So in case you're also struggling, I just inputted the right one. 1 2 and AB, like 1 2 AB. This is the password. 1 2. I'll drop it shortly. 1 2 AB. That is the password. If you can see this, or maybe I should zoom closer to you. 1 2 AB is the password to open that. All right, so Ctrl Z. I don't need this. So I would save. I want to remove the password. So if I go to information, I will click on this and say do not. Sorry, if there is noise around you can mute, then you say okay. And everything is fine. So I'm going to save without password now. Good. So that when I come get this data, there won't be any restriction. So let me check the second one. Please, if there is noise around you, you can mute. Let me also check this so that if it is also passworded, I can quickly remove the password. There are questions, do not hesitate to. So the same password is what we'll use. Just a moment. Okay. I've muted this person. So the same password, which is 1 2 AB, then I should have this open. So I want to also remove the password to make life easy. I'll go to file. And the reason why we passworded this was because of, yes, because of the one we use in Excel, while we were talking about how to protect workbook and worksheet to encrypt. So the reason why we did that for the purpose of what we learned while we were learning Excel, Microsoft Excel. So right now, this is in good shape. I've saved it. Okay. Now, I will close this. I also do not need this. I've removed password. So everyone, let us start right now. So we want to get data into Power BI and be able to analyze the report. And we have different data sources that we'll be getting something from. There is customer information. So this is a scenario, right? Let's say this is our company. I'm the data analyst. Isaac is the line manager. So he has informed me that management is requesting for this particular report. And I say, okay, where is the data source? And he gave me the, okay, there is information in a PDF. There is another one on the, if I open this now, is the information that I need to get into the server, the SQL server. You know, one of us was asking about this, and I said it's part of what I have included. I just copy to WhatsApp so that you can have it, I mean, very easy to access. So what they are seeing in this document is to say you'll be getting data. The data for location is on Azure. So that's how my line manager, Isaac, sent this to me. And he gave me the login details, the string that I need into getting what I need. He said there is a table in the server that is called location. In order to get there, I need all of these parameters. I hope this is fine. I hope we understand. So I'm just going to minimize this. All right. Then there is another product information, just like this, which is coming from text box or text document. And there is sales, which is coming from Excel, salespersons, and this also from Excel. My point is that different data sources, one is from PDF, one is from the server, one is coming from text, and this ones. Now, all I need to do is I'll go to, it doesn't matter which one I'm getting first. I'll go to Power BI and say, okay, Power BI, good morning. Let's work together. So let's get something from Excel. instead of trying to drop down, I just click on Excel and let me trace the document, which is here, and I look for it, and I'm seeing salesperson. So I'm bringing salesperson first. You could bring in anyone first, please. So if you get this preview, you can see that this one that is called ID has nothing. The table is empty. Then I check, okay, this one has what I need. Then I'll tick this box. Let me minimize this in case this. Then I tick this box and I say transform data so that you can take me to Power Query. Remember that you want to ensure the table or the data you want to use for your report is properly cleaned. I'm not going to start cleaning now. I want to bring other ones. So I will go back to Excel. There is another one there. So sorry about this. There's another one from there, which is this one. Now I will get this. So I could also check to be sure. I hope I'm not too fast. I hope we are following. So remember we talk about worksheet and table. So what you are seeing now is that they are the same thing. You can look at AX 1010 10125 and you can check. So I don't need to bring the two tables. All I need is just one of them. Please, are we following you? My internet is fine. Can we hear me? Is it clear? Just to be sure, please. Please let me get the response, just to be sure. Hope everything is fine.
Yes, please, Mr. Jide, we can hear you.
Yes,
can
we
hear
can hear
you.
you.
So, okay, thanks. So I brought in two tables now. So there is another one from text box. So I brought in these two. So there is text box, there is server, there is PDF. All right. So I will just go and say, it could be anyone. So I could go again and say, okay, let's use text and CSV. When I click on text and CSV, it will take me to, of course, you could see this. You remember I put it in that folder called special. So I'm bringing product. And I say, okay. So this is product table. I need, I think there are about 5 of them. So there is still customer, which is PDF, and there is location, which is on the server. So I would say this time, please, can you show more? So I can pick this from PDF, just a moment. Okay, okay, good. I choose from PDF. So you had seen customer, I'll pick customer. Remember that when we're doing append the last time, this is the same one we used. So I would select the first one, hold down Shift key on my keyboard and select the last one. Then click again and say, okay. So because customer is a PDF, is returning like 18 pages. You can see the other ones are like one. So that means there's a lot of work. We already know what we can do with customer anyway. So when customer is loaded, I'll then go to SQL Server, bring that one, then we can start cleaning table by table. If there are messages for me, we can take a look because I'm sharing my screen, so I'm not seeing the messages. So now we have sales people, we have the sales data, we have product, and we have customers. So all of the 1 to 18 is supposed to be 1 as customer. Of course, we'll come back to deal with that. The next one we want to bring is coming from SQL. So if I come to this Word document that I opened, you'll see the address to where I'm going to. So let me enable it, or I can just copy it. It's fine. So I'll go back to this and say new source, this time around SQL Server. So SQL Server would ask me that you want to go somewhere, give me, supply the server name. Then I would paste it here. It's also saying, also give me the database. So I would pick the database address. So which is this? Right click and copy it. Then take it here. Now for Control V. Oh, did I copy? Just a moment. Right click, then copy. So for SQL Server, it could ask you for connectivity mode. What do we mean by this connectivity mode? It's either you want to import or you want to do direct query. What do we mean by import? So for the ones we've loaded, this one from Excel, the connectivity mode, which is for Excel, is actually import. For PDF, for text, for those ones that we have loaded, we didn't see anything like this, meaning that they were just imported. But for SQL Server, it would still, it depends on the kind of connectivity mode you want to use. Do you want to use import? What does it mean? And what does direct query mean? Import simply means that if I go through import, let's say on that server in that database, there is a table we are going to get, and the table has maybe 3 million transactions. What do I mean? Let's say 300 rows, 3 million rows. Now, if I use imports, the 3 million rows would follow me into Power BI if I import. If there are other transactions that have just happened right now, let's say 300 transactions, it will not reflect. I will say this again. What I mean is that maybe as at the time I'm getting this data and I'm using import, right? There is 3 million transactions, 3 million rows. If I use import and load the data or get the data into Power BI, I would only have that 3 million rows. Let's say while I'm importing or while I'm trying to load it, they have done 300,000 transactions. I'm just trying to say maybe more additional transactions, right? I won't be able to use that in my report. I will only be using what I have imported. One, if you do import, of course, it will take up space. It will occupy space. But if you use Power Query does not take up space like import would do. Power Query is not loaded directly into Power BI, but you'll be able to use the data to, of course, do your reports. In case it's not clear, don't worry, you can always ask me. But just know that import, you need to load it directly, but direct query, you are just like standing in front of Miro, and whatever you do in front of Miro, you see the results. All right, so let's take it that way. Now, I would say, okay, that this is where I'm going. Let me just use import because the volume of transaction is not much. So if I say okay right now, it's going to just take me. For people that are practicing this, in case your page is not like mine, maybe it's asking you for something. Okay, let me come look at our faces before I proceed. If you are working alongside, you know why we share the data so that we can, if there is anyone that is, working alongside. So if you are doing this same thing, just wanted to be sure so that I can help you. You can signify with a raise of hand. So if you are working alongside, but if I don't see a hand, of course, I know that we are fine, that we are not. Oh, okay, Miriam, good. Okay, so in case you see that page that shows, is it database or Windows, I'm sure you will be able to figure that out. So of course, it's not Windows. Is there a question for me?
Yes, I don't know. I got lost. The tables that is on there. I don't know how that came about. So I got lost.
Which one?
There.
Tell me.
On the
Which one? This one.
yes, this after product, all this table 1 to 18. Don't know how
Oh.
that came about.
Okay, just a moment. I'm going to delete it. This is the first one. I would scroll down and select the last one, which is this. Then I'm going to right click and delete. Then delete. So you know how it came about now. So Iberi, see it here. There is a folder or a file called customer, right? So this is to you, Iberi. I hope you are following because your mic is
Yes.
muted. There is
Yeah,
a, so this customer is what I want to load. Okay, maybe I should open it first so that you get to see it. It's a PDF like this, right? Customer ID, customer name, but it's because it is PDF, it is showing one of 18 pages, right? If I scroll down, you see there are more pages. Can you see 2 of and all of that? So when we load data from PDF, because PDF will break it page by page, in case that is also not clear, this is what I mean. Can you see that it's broken here? If I move to another page and so it has broken it to
yeah, I
18.
understand how this works.
Okay. So now I want to get this into Power BI. I'll go and say new source is coming from, so I'll click on more. You'll see something show up shortly so that I can pick PDF from it. Then I choose PDF. I could just click, but don't mind me, I always double click. So I'll click PDF, then say connect. Now, can you see the same customer table? Now I would pick this. So when Power BI is getting this or Power Query is getting this, he has seen that it has broken into 18 pages. So it's going to, of course, bring the 18 tables to me. Can you see? Page 1 to 18. So I'll tick this box, hold down my shift key on my keyboard and select this one. All right. Then I'll say, okay, then we have it. I hope I've answered you correctly. That's how
You
we,
are. Thank you. Yeah, it's
okay.
fine.
Okay. So now after this, when it's loaded, we have not started cleaning, we are still loading the tables. So when this is fully loaded, I would go get the one from SQL. I'm just waiting for this. So I will go get the one from SQL. Please, everyone, for people that are like first timer to Power BI, if what we are doing is looking like magic or it's looking like strange, kindly let us know so that we can ensure you're also fine. Now I want to go for the SQL. Then I click on SQL. Then it would ask me for the address to where I'm going to. Let me see if I still have this on the clipboard. Okay, good. I still have the copied database. So I'll come back to this, then pick this one, which is the server name, then copy. I'll go to Power BI or Power Query environment where we are and paste Ctrl V. Then I'll say okay. So when I say okay, it's going to connect me to that server. It has connected me to the server. Okay, sorry if you just join. Kindly mute your mic if there are questions. Okay, so that that is also not part of the recording. Please, if you join, ensure you look at your mic. Please, I beg of you. Now, so we are in the database, all right, which is called Jari Academy Demo. What do I need? I need location. Because if you remember, take a look at my line manager said the data for location is on Azure SQL database. So, and I've gone there, all I need from me is actually location. So I'm going to say, okay, location, please follow me. Then I check the box against location just to have a preview and I say, okay. Now, I have all that I need. We have 5 things: customer, location, products, salespersons, then this special sales. To start with, let's start with location. It could be any one place. I just want to start from there. The location ID is just an identifier, just to identify a location. Then the name, all right. Then we have the county, we have these. It's just to check, right, that the data is looking okay. So if it is not, then you can clean it. So let's say there are some columns I do not need. All right, it's just to demonstrate this. So let me use choose. Last class, I differentiate between remove columns and of course choose. Then I want to choose what I actually need from all the columns or from this table. Let's say I don't need longitude, latitude, area code. I don't need household. I don't need income. I don't need land area. I don't need water. I don't need time zone. Maybe I just need this ones: name, country, this, and population. So if I say, okay, then I'm fine. Let's say that's all that is required of us. So location looks good. Now, because we have customer splitted or broken into 18 pages, we want it as one. So if I select this one, and we have done this last week, but of course, I won't because of that not do this again for people that are just joining. This particular one, we treated it last week. So I hold down Shift key and I press 18. I want to join this together. In case you do not understand, what I'm trying to say is that I want to join this, can you see, together as one. I've selected it. I want to do this again. Normally, what I did was to click and hold down Shift key and select 18. So, but I want everyone to see that this is what I'm doing. So I want to join them together because they are supposed to be a single table, not 18 tables. I've selected the tables. I would look for a command here called append queries. I could append them inside one, or I can append as new, right? Whatever you do is still the same thing. So let me append as new. Now, it is 3 or more tables. Because I'm standing, or I started selection from 1, that's why 1 is here. I will click on 2 and scroll down and select 18. That way, 2 to 18 has been highlighted. Then I say add. Then I can say, you can see them here, 1 to 18, we have it. Then I say, okay. If I'm too fast, also let me know. Now that I have all of this in one place, it is called append 1. All of this that you are seeing is already in a table called append 1. So I do not need this. If I right click and say I want to delete it, I can't delete it because it is being referenced in append 1. But I'll disable it from following me. When I say close and apply, I'll disable it so that it's not loaded since all of this is already in one place. All right. I could also create a group by putting this in a group because I do not need it. Now, if I right click, I could see move to group and I could select new group. Let me give it a name. Let me just say not needed. Not needed. Then say okay. Now, the non needed are already in a group. and I could just minimize it so that you are not confused. This other one that you see, other queries, I could give it a name or leave it as other queries. I could double click now, like, and just rename this. But let's leave it as other queries. Now, how we are following, please? You already know that this is what we need. Please, are we following? Just to be sure.
Please, where did you
Oh, my
get the
internet.
other queries?
Oh, it wasn't me. What I did was to group. Well, let me see if I need to delete this group. Can you see? I can't. So when I select 18 tables, which I want to do again, but I'm not going to put it in a group, then I right click and I say move to new group, and I gave it a name but not needed. Immediately I did that, Power
Yes.
Query created another group for this other one. That is what we called other groups. But let's say I want to create
Do
a
we have
group
data in that other group?
Sorry, do we have what?
Any
Yes, we
data
have. Look
set
at
in
5.
that other group?
This, yes, look at other groups, then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that what you're asking, just to be sure?
Okay.
It's
I
just a
understand
folder.
now.
Okay, it's just a folder. But I could actually create a folder to say, let me ensure, you know what? Let me select this. Let me select this. And right click and say moves to new group. It's actually new group. And say the main, let's just use the main, right? The main. I'm sure you understand what I mean with this, the main data. Ensure, let me say, or main data is fine. Main data. Then say, okay. Now, I have main data and I have not needed. So I can take out this, which I'm supposed to be able to remove though. But let's leave it because it's not going to follow me. Now, the point is that this one is not needed, but I will not just leave it. I will also disable it from loading. I will disable this from loading. Let me know if you understand. I'm sure we do, right? I would select and say, do not follow me. Right click, don't follow me. I'm disabling from loading. In case there's someone on the call and saying that, can't I do this at once? Just take a look. If I select, Microsoft has not enabled us to disable at once. So I need to disable from loading. Was it Chidi that asked for that question, just to be sure? I hope I answered you correctly, or I hope you got it correctly.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. You know, apologies. No, I wasn't. I'm not on Teams. So I'm not. I couldn't see who asked for that. Disable from loading. Disable this from loading. So that it doesn't follow us to Power BI. So this group, everything is looking bland, right? So now this is what we want to work on. Everything is here. I do not want this as append 1. I want to name it customer. And I'll press enter. So we have customer. Now, customer, we have done this last week, of course, but I'll be very fast. But if I'm fast and you want me to slow down, we've done this particular one. That's why I'll be very fast, right? Now, because column 2 and 3, they're supposed to be 1. Victor Ramos, Jesse Evans. So I'll select this. I could right click and say, you look for merge columns. When I click on merge columns, it's going to ask me, what do you want to use to separate them? I could say just a space is fine. I could rename, but for now, let's leave it. Now I have this, just like what we saw when we checked the PDF. I want to quickly remove this, right? So permit me to select this. So I'm going to say add columns, and I want to use custom columns. No syntax error found. Then I'll say this one is, for now, you can just have the name. So select text or text. Let me just say select text, text select. Then I'll open this bracket and it's going to ask me, okay, this text that I want to select, where am I selecting from? Go to merge. That's the name of the column. Then comma. So curly bracket. Then select anything from A to what? Shift quote to lower Z. We've explained this last. Then if you do that selection, remember to put a space. Then close the curly bracket and close this one. Then we can say, okay. Now we have this. So I do not need, I hope this is clear. You know, we did this last week, just to be sure. That's why I hope there's no one requesting that I do this again. Reason why I'm asking, just to be sure.
You can take it over again, please.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Who is asking? Don't worry, I'm just like, who is asking for this again? Just to be sure. Victor, right?
It's Victor.
Okay, I'll do it again. Okay. So maybe I should slow down. So Victor, if you take a look at this column, you see that there are some characters that are not nice. They're not supposed to be part of it. So that's exactly why we want to do what we did, right? So in order to take care of this, I'll say Power Query should only help me select any text that you can find among the alphabets. Any text, any character that you can find from A to Z is what you should help me select. Anything that is not, that you cannot find in the alphabet, do not select. That's the meaning of what we just did. Then I'll click on custom column and say, please, Power Query said yes. Help me select. As I'm typing, right? I see what I need, which is text.select, which simply means select text. Then I'll pick it, then open bracket. All of this that you are seeing here is saying that select all occurrence of a given character or a list. So what this function is saying is that what you want me to help you select, where is it coming from? Where will I find it? Then you need to find, you already know where we can see it now in this column called merge. So because it's there, I'll now say go to merge. When you go to merge, comma, I've just answered the first one, then I'll put comma. So I just did. Now say what character? That's the meaning of select cars. Simply means select characters. Now say what character should I select from here? Since you say I should select text. Now say okay. Because it's a kind of list, right? Then I put a curly bracket and say, when you are looking for text or you are passing in text, you must put it in quotation. So the reason for that quote, and because this has combination of uppercase and lowercase, right? This name, Jesse Evans, there is combination of uppercase, capital letter, and lowercase, right? Now say to what? Lowercase z, like Z. So Z, then I will have closed the bracket from here, but because I want a space, what this simply means is that select text from merge. What kind of text am I selecting? Select A to Z. So if I select A to Z, I want you to use it to add another column, to create another column for me. but I also need a space to separate them. Then I'll put comma and say, put space while you are also selecting them to separate two words. Now, then I close the curly bracket, then I close the normal bracket, then I'll say, okay. Victor, let me know if this makes sense, if I answered you correctly. Now, I do not need this. I already have this, so I will delete this. I right click. Victor, I hope you are fine, right?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay, so I right click on this column because it's not needed, and I click on remove. Now I have what I need. I can then say use first row as header because column 1 or custom is not looking like the header. And first row is different when you compare it to other rows. So it looks like this first row is the header. Then I'll go home, click on home menu or home tab, and I'll say use the first row as my header. Now I have this. So this looks good. All right. So customer is looking good. Location is, I mean, we have removed what we don't need. Let's check product. Now, product, please, when you join, always, Mr. Mike and others, please, if you can hear me, when you join, always help us with your mic. But if you have a question, you can always unmute and ask. But if there is noise around you, you can drop a message for us. One of us in the class will pick it up. I mean, will just notify me. Thank you. So now, product ID. I mean, this is me checking. So as a data analyst, you must also check. So let's say we do not need some things too, right? Could just choose, right? I want to choose, let's say I don't need discount. I don't need discount code. I think current price are in. Let's just say we want to, I don't want to do complex things because of other people that are just getting familiar with Microsoft Power BI for the first time. So let's just say this is not also needed. Let's say this is also not needed. So we have product ID, product name, cost, and so cost and the price. So we are good. Then I'll say okay. Now let's check this. Check the data type that is correct. So in case you're wondering, this is the corner for data type. Most of this that I'm touching, we treated as last. Okay, so there is a column that is blank. That, of course, we can't load it. Remember that one of the ways to minimize your data model is to not load what you do not need. So this one has nothing, right? So we just remove it. So let's say that's the only one we are removing, right? So I'll say remove. Then it's no longer there. Let's check salespeople. So salespeople, column 1, column 2 cannot be the header, of course. And you could see that column 1 is different compared to others. They use first row as header. Let me know, as simple as what we have done. I hope this is clear because I will need to explain some things now. I hope this is clear. Any question, please? Any question, please? Okay, I'll take it that you are good. No questions, right? Okay. So I should take it as no question. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, if you take a look at salespeople, there is salesperson ID, which is a unique identifier. When this grammar that I'm about to speak, if it is not clear, don't worry, ask me any question. I will explain and break it down. Salesperson ID and the salesperson name. Now, if you check, you would see 1000. I mean, EMP is common to everything. This is 1000, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. It is not repeating itself. It is a unique ID, just like a matric number. It's a unique ID. So 1000 EMP 1000, that's employees ID. We identify Fred. No two staff. Okay, I'm hearing as long as there is no noise around the place. So no two staff would have the same ID. Now, meaning that this salesperson ID is unique on this table. Let's check customer. You see that customer also has customer ID. You can see C1000, C101, C102. It is also not repeating itself. In case you're asking, what is the meaning of not repeating itself? My point is that if you look at this code in front of the name, it is possible you have two persons bears the same name in a company, but they cannot have the same ID. You could have several customers with the same name, with similar names, but ID of one customer will only identify just a customer. It cannot identify another customer. So ID is unique to every customer. Now, if I go to location table, I'm also seeing location ID, which is also not repeating itself. 100, 101, 102. All right. Now, if I come to product table, I'm also seeing that product table also has an ID, 2000, 2001, like it is not repeating itself. If I come to sales data, on sales data query or table, there is order ID. Order ID is the unique identifier here. No order will be repeated. There is product ID. Product ID actually is the main one that identifies the product. But on this table, you can see it is repeating itself. ENX 2000 is even repeating severally. But when you go to product table, which is the main one here, you will see that that 2000 or any other one does not repeat itself. But on this, if your phone is on, you can help us mute. Okay, if you join with your phone, please don't mute. So sorry. So if you look at this, it is repeating this same ID, product ID. When I came to product table, you saw it there. The same product ID is also on sales data table. But on product ID, it's just appearing once. It's not repeating itself. But on sales data, it is repeating itself. What am I trying to say? There is what we call primary key, and there's what we call foreign key. I enable editing so that I can type something here, so that we can all see it. Right. Now, there's what we call primary key. And there's what we call foreign key. Please, I hope we are following for people that this is strange to. Now, primary key, what does it mean? Control B. And what is foreign key? So primary key is a unique identifier, unique ID, let me say unique ID. Whereas foreign key I'll just say is not unique. Okay, let me say occurs repeatedly, occurring more than once. Occurring more than once. What this simply means is that when we check product table, we saw that this ID is not repeating itself. So it's showing once. 2000 is only showing once here. Like ENX 2000 is only appearing once. So also the other ones appearing once. So that means that this product ID on this table is a primary key because it is unique. It is not repeating itself. So this same ID is now seen or found or available on another table. But this other place is repeating itself, then this is what we call foreign key. So product ID on product table is a unique identifier. Product ID on product table, based on what we've just seen, is a unique identifier. It doesn't repeat itself. Whereas product ID on sales data is not unique because it's occurring more than once. All of this explanation is to ensure someone somewhere on this call understand. So I will need a response to say, is it clear? I hope you understand the difference between primary key and foreign key. Please let me get a response.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Is someone trying to do something? Okay, someone's mic. Bolaji, sorry, are you trying to say something? Don't worry, just to be sure.
No.
Okay, it's fine. So if that is clear, then because we will need to create relationship or connections among the tables. So when we're creating connections, I'm using a layman, right? When we are creating connections among the tables, we will need to use what they have in common. There is product ID on sales data. There is product ID on product table. So by the time I'm connecting this to this, I will use what they have in common, which is the product ID. Now, there is something that we also need to know, which is called, just a moment, fact. Let me say fact table and dim table or dimension, right? Yeah. Thank you. Dimension table. Now, dimension table. What is fact table and what is dimension table? Let me come to this so that it can make sense. If you look at product table, you would see that product ID is an identifier that identifies a particular product. Products, let me come to customer, for instance, so that you can see the name. Now, just say Evans. Anywhere you see C1000, that means that in order to know who is the customer, who is this customer, who is the customer with the ID called C1000, in order to know that customer, to identify that customer, you need to trace this C. Let me come to this place so that will make more sense to you. Now we have customer ID here. In order to make it very easy, I'm on sales data. There is order ID, there is product ID, there is location ID, there is salesperson ID, there is customer ID, there is purchase date, the date the purchase was done, and there's quantity. But there is no details. For instance, there is no name of customer on this table, but I could see their ID. So how will I know which customer bought what? In order to actually know who is this customer, C1541, I will need to go to customer table. Let's say I want to actually check sorry, let me confirm again. C1541. So I'll go to this and say, okay, who is C1541? I could just type C1541 and say, okay. Then I say, oh, Matthew Phillips. Okay, so Matthew Phillips. Then, okay, so I can now, with this, I can then say, okay, it's Martin Phillips. So that when I'm creating a report, our management would, of course, want to know who are the top 10 customers, who are you get the point, because you also want to reward, or you don't want to joke with them because they are key account and all of that. My point is that the name, the detail about this customer is on a table called customer. But in order to know the name of the customer, you have to trace it back to the customer table. Then, dimension table is the one that describes the facts. What do I mean? Fact is the record, is the detailed record of activity, is the record of observation, record of events, observation, activities, whatever name you want to put, activities, right? So fact table is one that has record of events or observations or activities, whereas dimension table is the one that describes that activity for us. It's one that allows us to see the activities. Let me know if fact table and dimension is clear. Describes the fact, meaning that dimension describes the fact table or describes the, of course, the facts record. Let me know if the fact table and dimension table is clear, just to be sure, please. If it is not, let me also know. Can we kindly respond so that I will know? Because you know what, that's the main thing. Once you understand one, we can move to the next. Oh, I hope my internet is fine.
It's clear.
Thank you. Good.
But what I need to understand is,
Okay.
in this description now, which of them is the fact table and which of them is the
I will have loved
dimension
that you
table?
answer it based on what I will have loved if you can. Now, okay, so let me ask you, this is V, right? V, if I stay on sales data and I want to know how much a particular customer bought, let's focus on customer. This
Yes.
customer, this particular customer ID, C1541, on this day, he ordered for quantity of something. So if I want to know this customer, please, V, is the name of the customer on this table that we are looking at?
No. No.
It's not. But this table
No.
actually has the order ID, the
Record of
product
events.
ID, location ID, and all of this. But we do not actually have which location, what's the name of the product? What location is the customer from? Who is the salesperson that attend to the customer? We only have their IDs here. We do not have their names. And I can't be telling management that C115 bought the highest purchase from us in 2023. Like, is there no identity? Is there no name to that? In order to describe the person, you know what describes you? You know, if I call
Yes.
Miriam or Maria, you won't answer because that's not your name. I hope you understand, V. But if I
Yes.
call your name, you would react. So that describes you. You get the point. So in order to, this is a fact because it has record of activities, record of events as they
Yes.
happen, because it also has dates as a tracking stuff. Now, so which one? Let me throw it to you, V. Which one do you think is a fact table? Which one do you think is a
The
dimension
fact
table?
table is the fact table is the sales data table, while the dimension is the customer table.
Okay, what about product table? This product table, is it a dimension or a fact?
It's a fact table.
With your knowledge?
No, it's a dimension table because it has the
I like
product
that.
ID.
You now understand. So what about salespeople?
It says it's a fact table. It's a dimension
Look at it
table.
again.
Sorry.
Okay.
Salesperson.
So you understand.
It's a dimension
Exactly.
table.
So if you are sleeping now and they tap you, you can say it confidently that any table that has something like this is a dimension table. But of course, any table that has details and has all of these, right? Total price quantity or something that has details is a fact. So that's why we say fact is the one that stores observation of events or record activities, but dimension is the one that let us know, okay, this is who does what and all of that. So I believe this is clear. And if this is clear, let us load this into Power BI. I'm taking this as it is clear for everyone. So I'm about to click on close and apply, and I'll just do that right now. So when I click close and apply, it is going to take us to Power BI environment and is loading this for us. Remember, salespeople, sales data, product location, and customer. They are the ones that would be loaded here. That's why you're seeing them. Every other one, that one that we are
Mr.
disabled
Jide,
from loading, you know. Yes, please.
does all these tables, do they have a relation together? Are they related together with the primary key? The 5 tables?
Okay. Yes, you know, I talk about that before we even talk about dimension. Don't worry, I'll go back.
Yes,
Because
yeah, I
it's
understand, but
important.
I thought it's only sales table and the
Okay,
customer table that has primary key together.
okay, I like that. Do not worry. Let me minimize this. Now, take a look at sales again. There is product ID. In order to see the
Yes,
product name, I'll go to product table. There is location
product
ID.
table.
In order to know the location, I'll go to location table. Hope you understand. So that means
Okay,
that
good.
they have,
I get it.
so it's clear to you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just say close. We have already closed and applied, so there's no need to apply. Off. So there's no need to apply this. Now, all these tables that are here, the next thing we want to do, just a moment, I want to remove this. I just want to put this person so that this does not disturb the class. Good. Now, all the tables are already loaded, but you cannot start reporting. You can't start creating reports. That's what we intend to do today. You want to ensure you model the data. This is the report canvas or page. Power BI has already seen that there is, or there are, you've loaded something. That's why you say start building. If I click on data view, I will now see the tables like in, can you see, like in a range with border, cell. Then the next one is to click on model view. Remember when we were looking at dimension and fact, primary key and foreign key, just like one of us just asked, right? We talk about that they will be connected. I'm using a layman, right? That they will be connected, meaning that they would be connected, like just what we are seeing. So what do I mean by this connected? All I'm just trying to say is that there is what we call relationships, all right? I'm sure everyone can see this clearly, relationships. Now, I will break this so that it can make sense. I do not want to start doing something. I need you to see so that if Power BI did not do this for you, how will you then be able to do this? So delete this and say yes. Now watch. Let's say I want to create relationship. Where will I go to? Because this table has products, you can see product ID is here, and there's also product ID on this table. This is the fact. That's why I'm putting it in the middle so that everyone can see. Dimension is the one surrounding. All these other ones are dimension table. So in order to be able to know which product, right, I need to create connection by connecting the dimension table to the fact table or connecting the fact to the dimension table. I'll click on manage relationships. When I click on this, the reason why you're saying maybe I should just break all the relationships is fine. Right click, delete. Yes. Right click, delete. Then yes. All right. Now, I will go to manage relationship. There is nothing. There is no relationship defined. I'll click on new. This dialog box is simply saying that you want to create relationship. Please select tables and columns that are related. I will select anyone. So if I say customer, it's showing me a preview of what is in that table called customer. And it's waiting for me because if you look at it, says select tables. It didn't say select table. There is S, select tables and columns that are related. Now I will select, I want to connect this dimension to a fact table. So I've selected customer, then I'll select sales data. If I select salesperson, there is nothing that can connect this to this. This one has customer ID, this one has person ID. So there is nothing, right? So I can't connect this to this, really. I will say sales. Immediately I did this, Power BI is smart. It quickly saw that there's customer ID here, I can see that, and there's also customer ID here. So it did this because of the artificial intelligence that is already embedded in it. Victor and everyone that are still very new, I hope this is looking, do you understand? I will explain further, but let me know if this is clear to this point.
Yes.
All right. Now, if
It's
you look at this box, there's what we call cardinality. Cardinality simply means that this table and this table are the thing they have in common that they use. I'm breaking it down to use the layman, right? That column that they have in common, right? How many times is that one appearing here? And how many times is the same code appearing here? Now you are seeing under the cardinal, you are seeing one to many. Power BI has checked this table. It saw that that primary key or that code or that ID on this table is just showing one times. But I have checked the same code on this table and I see it many times. Reason for one to many. That is the reason for one to many. If I didn't commit this and I do the reverse, what do I mean by reverse? I select sales data first and I'm selecting customer. You are seeing many to one because this table is the one that comes first before this table. So the ID here is so that you are appearing many times. And you also saw the same ID here, but here is showing one times. So many to one and one to many, they are the same thing. It depends on how the table or which table comes first. I hope this is very clear.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, there are 4 types of cardinalities or of how this can connect. You get the point. Another table. One to many and many to one. You now understand that it's clear. So I used to use this as a reference or as an example most of the time. So Victor, let's say you travel to a place for the first time, and that was the only time you travel to that place, and you use a restaurant in that place. You ate and you left, and you have not gone there again, and of course, you have not ordered food from them again. You are one customer that has only patronized that organization once. What will be your relationship? What will be the relationship between Victor and that company or that restaurant?
It's
Is
one
it
to one. One
all
to
right?
one.
Okay. But if you have ordered many times, they've issued invoices
One
to
to
you
many.
many times. I like that.
It's one to
But
many.
if someone say, what is the relationship between that eatery and you? What will it be? Many to one.
It's
Since
many
you are
to
further
one.
severally. Exactly. Now,
Yes.
there's also what we call many to many. It does happen. It is real, but of course, it's just that the most common one is one to many, many to one. Now, if it's not possible to have a student given different matric number, what do I mean? In 100 level, they gave you D001. And that is the only one you will use to finish, of course. Let's now say 200 level, they give you D002. 300 level, D303. 400 level, you get my point. The system could scatter, right? Victor, am I correct? My point is,
Yes, yes.
many identity identifying one person. It's possible that it happens in organization. Let's say you are realigning your SKUs. Maybe this product used to be AX10413. You are now changing the same product to AI or AB. You get the point. Of course, you need to have another table that will say, okay, this product used to be A something. This is not this. You could create a what we call flow, and I don't want to go into that right now. You could actually create another table, right, that could connect, serve an intermediary between them to connect to the fact table. But the point is, there could be many to many. So when you have many to many, you want to create maybe a middle table, let me put it that way, so that it can make sense when the filter, or you activate some things later. When we have an experience, I could show that in another class though. But my point is, because of our focus today, so that we can achieve, we have how many minutes left? Now, there's also what we call cross filter. Now, cross filter is to say that, so filter simply means what we already know. If we have primary 6 to primary 1 to, let's say 6, right? And they line up on the assembly ground, and the head school or head teacher says every other class should match back into their classes except for primary 6. That is filter. That's a form of filter. Primary 6 is still part of the school. It's just that they said only primary 6 should wait behind or stay behind while others go. My point is that that's filter anyways. When you select out of all, that is filter. So cross filter direction simply means the flow of direction, which I am going to show before I come back, if I have to come back here. Now, let's say that is all. I'll do a shortcut or a short way of doing relationship now. Now, take a look at this. My point is, customer ID is connected to customer ID from customer to sales. This arrow in the middle of the line is what we call cross filter direction, which means that it is the dimension that is flowing into the fact. It is the dimension that describes the fact. It is the dimension that is flowing into the fact. Now, in case you are wondering what am I trying to say, let me quickly show something. It's just to show. Let me come to sales details and say, I need the quantity. I just check the box, right? Just to check something. And this quantity, because I want you to see the figure, this visual will not deliver the message correctly. So I choose a card visual, and it's showing that the sum of quantity ordered is 29,000, right? This has not been filtered. This is an aggregated value. It has not been filtered, right? But by the time I begin to say this same thing, right, I want to see it, but I do not just want to see it. Let me put it on the table so that it can make small sense. I do not just want to see it as a total. Can I see the contribution, right? Then I want to filter to know the contribution of other elements. Now, if I say customer name, what you are seeing right now, let me now reverse it so that customer comes before quantity. What you are seeing right now, though the sum of quantity ordered is 29K, but it's not being filtered or broken down to the contribution of your customers. This one did 35, this other one did 41, but though the total is this is what we call filter, meaning that this has come into this to now filter the total so that you can see the distributions. I hope this is very clear. Class, Victor, every other person, I hope this is clear. It's just to show. Is it clear, please? Can we proceed because of time? Please let me get a response just to be sure. Oh, my internet is fine. Okay, yes, thank you. I can see the message. All right, now, let me create other relationships. So there's product ID here and there's product ID. I could just drag this, all right? That's the shortcut. I could just drag product ID and ensure I put it on product ID. I won't put it on something that is not so that I don't have issues. So I'll put product ID on product ID. Now you'll see the cardinal, the relationship line too. Salesperson ID is here and salesperson ID is there. I could drag it away and I ensure it is dropped on the correct one. I'm also doing the same. Location ID to location ID. Now, you have established relationship. If I didn't do this, for instance, let me break the relationship between customer and sales. What you will see now will be awkward. It will be very awkward because what you are now seeing now is that is returning the total. The reason why it's returning the total is that I said that customer versus quantity. And Power BI is saying that I couldn't see any relationship between them. So I'm returning the total from top to bottom. And I say, oh, okay, I understand. I need to establish relationship so that I could have accurate figure. All right, then I have to establish relationship customer ID to customer ID. So if I go back, everything will be in order, of course. If I go back right now, everything now looks good. Now, after that we have done this, let's quickly do another thing. I would just quickly do synonyms. I think if there's anyone on the call, I'm used to quantity, right? Let's just say, Isaac, are you on the call? Victor, are you on the call? What is quantity in your dialect? Just to put, and I'll just go create measure, then would visualize.
I'm here, sir.
What is quantity in your dialect, please?
What is what,
It's
Mr.
quantity.
Chidi?
What is quantity in your dialect? We want to use natural
I
language.
don't
which is
know.
synonyms. Okay, I need
I
someone to
don't
bail me
know.
out, please. Someone should bail us out just for you to see that. Or if nothing, then we could just work with this then. All right, let's leave it at that. So let us go to sales data. Now, you would see that there is quantity on this table. And we want to add, let's say we want to add columns or measures. Well, not, I think we had column the other time, so let's add measures. Now you'll see that there's quantity, right? But we need total sales, total cost, and profits. At least we need all those ones at the minimum. But if I come to product table, I'm seeing that product table has costs and has price. There is cost and price. If I come here, I'll just show one column once, just for you to see. And say add a column, but I want to write more measure today. And let's call this total sales. You know what? Let me come and I need to ask a question before I proceed. Just to be sure, please, if you are following, just signify with a raise of hand. So that this calculation we want to write, you will not say you miss it. If you are following, just show with a raise of hand. Just to be sure that we are following. Christiana, please, are you following Ibere, Emmanuel, Chidi? Frank, okay, good. Good, I'm waiting. Joanne, please, are you following? Tosin, Vanessa, Victor, Victoria. All right, let's proceed. Now, so this is total sales. So you can lower your hand, thank you. So this is total sales, right? Yvonne, you're welcome. This is total sales. You can lower your hand. Then, if I say sum X, you know, we have done calculations before now. That's why I go straight into this. So sum X is now saying, where is the table?
You can't see your screen.
You can't see my screen.
Very
Please,
good.
others,
Thank you.
kindly. You can see it now, right? Please kindly respond. Let me know.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So sum X is now saying, I will return the sum of an expression. You know, we want to calculate total sales, and there's quantity here, but there is price on another table. And I need price times quantity to get our total sales. Now, the table I'm standing on is sales data. So I pick this. I mention the table, then add comma. The expression will now be, since I'm here, right? Let me just call quantity first. I could just use square bracket on this, right? And say quantity. Now, there is no price on this table. So if I say times square bracket, I cannot find price there. Customer ID, location ID, other, so there is no price. Even if I type price, I'm not seeing price. Anytime you see FX, it's a function. So I need a column called price, or what is it called? I'm sure it's price, current price. So if I even type current price, you're not seeing anything. Now, the reason is, you know what, because if I step, okay, don't worry, just ignore it. The reason is, if I need price is not here, it's on another table called products. Even if I mention and say times products, when you see FX is a function, meaning that it's not seeing it. That was the point. Now, how can we now get price from products? Remember, there is a relationship between this table. So because of the presence of that relationship, because we are connected, then I will need a function that will go to product table or another table I am related to bring something from there that I need. So I'll say multiply by related. Related is a function. It returns a related value from another table. So related is now saying what column? You can see is now showing all the tables that I have relationship with. Can I proceed, please? Can I proceed? Okay. What I need is coming from products. So if I type current price, for instance, current price, then I have this. So if I close the bracket and press enter, I should have something. But you now see that what I have is repeating itself. That's the clue. Reasons what I said I wouldn't have a column. Remember, I think I've shown this before. So now that everything is showing, right, you already know that this is the total. So this is not supposed to be done as a column. It's supposed to be done as a measure. Watch what I'm going to do. Control A, Control C. Then let me say new measure, new measure. Control V. Let me just say M. I just want to put M, not for anything, just to differentiate. M. Then I say enter. Now measure has been created. I'm going to visualize this and also the M so that you understand what I mean. So I need a card. Oh no. Okay, this is Control Z. I need a card. Thank you. And I need another card. Control V. On this card, I want to show the column, which is the wrong way to do it, total sales. Can you imagine? Then, let's see this. Do you understand? I hope this is clear. Let me know, because someone made this mistake some time ago, and of course, the person, I'm sure, is no longer making this kind of mistake. Is it clear? I need confirmation. My point is that you can see that this does not make sense. This confirms to you that it's returning the total 35,300,000 and something. That's exactly what is here, meaning that this is correct and this is wrong. Please, is it clear? Because I'm about to remove this column that is not needed.
It is.
Okay, thank you. Delete from the model. So I need someone that would help me use the knowledge of what we just did to do the total costs. Who can try without me revealing it? But if you want me to reveal it, I could. Okay, you know what? Let me reveal in the formula bar. Who can try to create? Now you have the answer, like you have the expo. This is 100% clear. Who can replicate this for total costs? We'll finish the class in the next 20-something minutes. Please, who can replicate this with total cost or for total cost? Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought I was seeing hands. Blessing, do you want to try? I hope you are following. Okay. Ivan, do you want to try? Or the calculation I just did, is it clear? Let's ask, because it's also important. Someone said yes, but I'm waiting for others. I hope the calculation is clear. Ebere, Victor, Isaac, I believe it is clear for you. Emmanuel, Chidi,
Not
is the
clear for
calculation I
me.
just did. You said what?
Not clear for me. My network is messing everything up.
It wasn't clear for you.
No. I was not online when you started the calculation. My network is
Okay.
disturbed.
Yeah. Let someone else react. Okay, I can do that again. I need others to react. Let me do this again. Okay, so let me delete this. I show how not to do it first. Then I show how to do it. So let me delete this and do this again. We need to calculate total sales, total cost and profits. There is, so Victor, because of your network, I hope you can leave your mic and talk back so that we'll know that you can see it. Now, there is a
All right.
column called quantity on a sales data table. There is quantity here, but because we need quantity times price, and price is on another table. So I will need to say whatever measure or calculation I want to do, come to sales data, get something from sales data, and also go to a related table that has it and also get what I need. I'll then click new measure. You know, I differentiate, I hope I did last week, that when you add columns to a table, it occupies space. It adds to the size of the table. It adds to the size of the data model. It's not one of the best ways to optimize or to minimize model size. All right. But when you add measure, measure does not sit on the table, it's just on the go. You have it on the side so you can use it. So right now we are creating a measure. So this measure would be called total sales. Total sales. Then, because I need more than one thing, right? I'll say sum X. Sum X is saying mention the table, which is this table that I'm standing on. Quantity is coming from here, so I'm picking quantity. Victor, please, are you following? Times.
Yes.
If I say current price, I won't see it because it's not here. So I need to, because both tables are related, like they are connected, they have relationship, then I'll call a function called related. So with the power of this, it will be able to show me all that I'm related to so that I can get whatever I need from them. So I need current price, and current price is coming from a table called products. You can see the name of the table that has quantity is sales data. I got quantity from sales data times a related column, or related table, which is products, but all I'm picking from product is price. So quantity times price will give us our answer. That's how we got the calculation. So I hope it's very clear, please, Victor.
Yes.
Now, Victor, can you try and replicate this for total sales? Can you try? Can you attempt that? This.
Yes, I
For total
can, but
sales.
I don't have network for it. I'm no longer using a laptop. I'm using a phone.
Don't worry. All you need to do is to tell me.
Okay, let's go.
I could copy this to make life easy. Control-C, the new measure. But maybe I don't want to copy it for you. So what will you, let's call it total sales. Total cost. Apologies.
Total cost.
Good.
We use some X.
Sum X. Awesome.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. The
Done.
table name for, yes, the table name is sys
Done.
underscore data. And
Good.
we use the column.
What do I need from here?
The
Quantity
column
is the one coming from here.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
picked it. Yes.
Then we multiply and put related function.
I like that. Related. Thank you. So what do we need
Then
from the
we
related
pick the
tables?
column that we need from
which
the
is
related
current
columns
price,
that is shown.
which is coming from
Yes.
this. Thank you so much. But you know that that's not what we need for total cost. So I need
know.
cost. So I'm going to pick cost.
Cost, yes.
I'll close the bracket and press enter. So let's visualize our cost on this one, which is this. So it cost us this. We made a sales of this. So can someone else try? If I want to get my profits, what do I need to do in order to get my profits?
Total cost.
People, are you afraid of calculation? Okay, yes, tell me. New measure. You know, I said today is measure.
Total sales.
Total sales minus total cost.
What's total cost?
No, just tell me. No, instruct me. I've clicked the measure. That's what I want. So let's call this profit, right? So what will the expression be? Profit.
We use will it be sum? No.
Sum X.
You will be correct. If I use sum X, if I also do not, is there any other way if I don't want to use sum X? I'm just saying.
Calculate.
You're also correct if I use calculate. But I like it. But sometimes, okay, I'm going to do everything that you said. Okay, let me just answer three ways, right? So let's say I'm using some X. But sometimes, right, you don't want to give yourself stress. So let's say some X, right? So some X will now say, let me just say, where is it? Where are these things at? Sales data, right? I say sales data.
This is
So like,
data.
I'm laughing because they are now saying square bracket. I need total cost, right?
Total cost.
I don't need related for
No,
this.
no, no.
Minus then total cost. Am I correct?
Yes.
Total cost. Total cost. Now close. Then I say enter.
No, you're not. You're using the
I'll
same
come
thing.
back.
Mr. G,
Oh,
Are
I
using
don't,
the same
Mr.
column.
Jide, is it possible to
Yes,
just
ma'am.
do a subtraction since they are both measures?
Exactly. That's the point. But I want to answer for as many that I've mentioned all of this. That's one, right? Let me
Okay.
come here and say profit 2. Because you do not want to give yourself stress by making a lot of things. You also want to understand that because of optimization, you can make it very simple so that you optimize. Response time for a visual to respond should be in few milliseconds. So let's say someone said calculate, right? So if I go with calculate will say express yourself. So if I go with calculate for the first dimension calculate, what will I now do? Let's say I want to now say calculate what? If I put square bracket, right? And say total cost, right? Minus, total sales minus total cost. Is this what the person is trying to ask for? Anyways, I've done this, calculate. Oh, sorry. Profit 2 or profit 1. Profit 1. Then enter. Okay. Let me do another one called profit 2. We have profit 1, profit 2 now. Profit 2 equal to, I'll just say square brackets total sales minus square brackets total cost. Enter. So let's visualize all this. I could still do one more, but let's visualize all of this. Let me copy this card, Control C, Control V. So here. I don't know how many times I did this. Okay. Just permit me to just put this here. So disable this. Disable this. Disable it. Then disable this. Now, let's say everything I want is profit. Look at profit 2, 11 million. Profit 1, 11 million. Profit 11 million. This is the point. We've done the same thing in 3 ways. I'm not saying you should always go for the easy way. Just do something that will respond faster than, but I hope this is clear. Please, I hope we understand, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see the way we achieve this. You can see the way we achieve this. You can see the way we achieve this. Okay, but of course, I do not need this. Delete. And this. Right click and delete. Right click and, oh, which one did I delete? So sorry. I need the one I deleted, but I will just adjust the last one. Delete this. So let me adjust this. Oh, okay, this is what I need actually. Profit. So that's it. So delete. So I hope this is clear. So now let's, in few minutes, let's do a small report. Okay, let me stay here. Now, if you want to create a report, if there are questions for me, please do not hesitate. Let me move the measures to one place. It's always good that we move our measures to one place. So I just want to, instead of all the measures scattered across, permit me to say enter data, right? I want to move, look at total sales, total cost, and profit is there. Can they just be in a place together? So let's say my measure table, or yeah, let me just say my measure, my measure, my measures. So now load this. So when it's done, I want to move my all those measures into my measures. So I select the name of the measure and I will look up, I'll see home table. Where is now is in this table called sales. So I want to say leave this place and go to my measure. So it's going to leave and it's here. I also want total sales to also leave this place and also go and meet the other one. So it's here. I also want profits to leave and go meet the other ones. Now that I have all the measures, there is no need for any column. It's a measure that I should be holding. So I'm going to delete the column 1. Then I have just like a folder, kind of a folder like for all the measures, so that when I need measures, I don't struggle to say where are they. I already have it in one place. All right, so we want to create a report. So let's say this report is A, B, C. Okay, no, let's give it a name. Let's say this is sales report, sales report. And this sales report is, just a moment. But let's say customers report, customers. Oh, let's just say customer report. Fine. Everything here, I want you to talk about customer. It could be anything, please. So let's say I want to put logo. So I'll come to insert. So this is me addressing someone that DMs for a report. Everything that we've been doing today is based on request, for most especially the new people to Power BI. I click on Insert tab. I'll come to this group. I'll see image. Let me go to my picture. So let me choose this image. Oh, let me choose this image. Good. Now that is the company logo. Right. So this represents the company logo. Okay. Now I want to put a title. I could use text box. Text box. Not any. So let me use text box. And drag it here. Just to have a title. Then I type. I could say anything I want to type. I could put let's say 32 and see what I get. XYZ. Okay, I'll reduce it. XYZ annual reports. Control A. Okay, let me increase it for so that you see. If I'm fine with this, I could leave it, please. I want this to be at the middle. right? If I want it to be bold, I'll say bold. If I don't want, I could leave it. Maybe I should say 28. Then it's always good to manage the space. So let's say this is fine. I could format, put color, put everything, right? Let's just say I want to put border and shadow. So this is this. Then I scroll up. I collapse this effect. And let's say I'm fine. Maybe that's all I want for now. But it's always very good that when you're creating reports, you understand the business. I mean, the business knowledge is very important. If you're doing a report for medical line or a particular company, you should be familiar with their brand, their color, so that you can talk about, I mean, the report can talk to their color. All right. Please, are we following? Just to be sure. There are questions, let me know, please. Oh, Balaji, your hand is up. So sorry, please go ahead. I'm just saying it. Balaji, please, your hand is up.
No, it's been up since it was when you wanted us to give you the explanation for
Okay.
creating another
Thanks,
measure.
thanks,
It's fine.
thanks. Now, so because of time, I don't want to, you could format, put, okay, maybe I should just do something. All right. If you look at this, right, there are different colors. I could decide to say this color is, okay, let me Control Z first, Control A, and say I'm choosing this. If I click, can you see? So my point, you could design it anyhow. If this is the color for that company, you want to let it talk to their brand. So the next thing is depending, but I'm going to just show maybe navigation pane, which I'm going to show now. I think it's better that way for some people that are not used to that. So they'll be seeing the report in a new way. So I'm going to put this right. It's just that this kind of report would take some time. So let's say, permit me to say this is overview. I'm changing it now. Overview. And that this is customer, right? Customer report. This is sales or employee or sales person's performance or report. It could be anything, please. Sales person's performance. This, let me just do 3 because of time. Looking at my time right now. Let's say this is products reports. So let me come back here and have Control C, Control V. How many is this? So let's say this. Oh, no. How many do I have? Okay. Maybe one more page. So, well, there could be 3, but just to add one more. Let's say this is location reports. All right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. So anytime I click on this, I want it to take me to navigate me to another page. That's the reason for all of this. So I want to put something, all right? While selecting this, I see style. I'll drop down style. If I scroll down, I will see text. In case you miss it, I expand style. I scroll down. I want to put a text so that when somebody sees this button, they know what it is for. I turn on the text and I expand this, and I'm saying this should be for customer. Anytime you click on this, it should take you to customer page. So I could also write it in for customer reports. I could say, oh, it's too tiny. Can I increase the fonts? Yes. Can I do some style? Yes. So I could change the font style to this and increase this to, let's say, 13 or 15. Let's just leave it at 15. Please, let me replicate the same thing for this. It will make life easy. I'll just say this is for salesperson report. I could also maintain 1.5 and also use the same thing. Let me also select this and turn on this. Then this one is products. What? And same thing. It's good that you maintain uniformity. Very good. So replicating the same for this. I'm turning on this. This is location report, which is this and 1.5. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to say I want to put action. What will it do? I want to navigate. So I'm going to collapse this. I'll collapse this, is intentional so that you're not distracted. So there is a button or command call action. It's off. I will turn it on and say anytime they click, what will it do? It will navigate them. So I'll say, okay. Under the action, say what type of button? I say is not page, is not back. It is page navigation. When I click on this, now going to say, okay, when they click on it, where will it take them to? That's the meaning of destination. Let it take them to location. And that's all I need to do. Please let me quickly do for products. That is also page navigation. And that's the destination. No, it's not different. Page navigation. The destination is to products. Let me also do this. And please, I hope you are following. I hope I'm not too fast. This is me using shortcuts just to stay and do everything in one place. Please, I need a response.
Here comes fun. No, we are following, sir.
Okay, thank you. So this is to sales. Yes, it should go to sales performance. Yes, that's, then this is customer. And it should be a page navigation. And it should take me to customer. That's how to do page navigation. Someone requested for this. I hope the person is on the call. So if I click, it's not going to go, but I need to follow the instruction. But of course, when this is published to Power BI, you don't need to control before you click. But here in Power BI desktop, you have to hold down control key first. So if I click on this, for instance, I'm holding down control now, I'm clicking. Can you see? It brought me here. I could put an arrow that, okay, let me put an arrow that when I click, it should take me back. So how will I do that? I could put a button. It could be anything. All you need to do is the action that will happen to it. So if I click on back, for instance, this has dropped. I want it to be bigger. So that when you click, it should take it back. It will say what action? Say I want to modify the action. I don't want it to go back. I want it to specifically take me back to overview. I'll drop down the tab and say page navigation. Where will it take me to? Anytime they click on that button, let it take me to overview. In order to make life easier for me, I can just copy this, Control C, paste on the other pages, Control V, paste here too, Control V, paste here, Control V. Anytime they click on this button, it will always return you back to overview. Look at it. If I hold down Control and click, it's taking me into overview. If I say I want to go to products, I'll hold down Control and click. If I click, this will return me back to overview. Anywhere you go, the back arrow will always return you. Now, because of time, I will just do just for this page. Because of time, I'll just do some things. So let's say I need a scroller, which some of us do not have. All you need is, of course, you want to enjoy Power BI, you must be working in an organization, or you want to also subscribe yourself, but you must, it doesn't allow, you will not use your personal email. It won't allow that unless that personal email is tied to a particular company. My point is, it's not open to public, I mean, Yahoo, Gmail, except corporate email. Now, some other visuals are not here by default. I go to somewhere to get them. All right, get more visuals. So permit me to just put this one here, just to say, so this visual is called scroller. I'll just put it here, right? Right. What do I want? I want the we have state. So if I go to location, it could be product, it could be maybe product is what you want to see, the contribution of each product. Of course, you would also have that done. So, but let me limit it to just country, right? Or county or state. Let's say, do we have city? So let's say county. Then what is our performance based on county? What do I want? Maybe I want total sales from the county and profits that we make. So what they are saying now is the money that we make. Let me modify this by putting, let's say it is dollar. All right. The currency is dollar, and it should be in 2 decimal places or no decimal at all. 0, enter. Let me also replicate the same for profit. That profit is also in dollars. And that's maybe 0 decimal. Okay. Now, let me just quickly visualize some things on a card. So this is, let me design this. Let me just say this is total sales. Management is interested in seeing this. I would just leave it and not alter it because of time. Let's say I want to put border and shadow. I will turn on this and this. Maybe I want to just put some shapes. Maybe I want it to look nicer than this in terms of rounded corner. Let me just maintain 15 or 14. Then I'm fine. All right. So if this is all I want, I have it. Then I can copy this, Control C, Control V, Control V again, depending on, let's say I need this way, and I need this way. Maybe I need one, Control V, or maybe I want it this way. Okay, so I also want it to be aligned. Good. Oh, let's maintain this one. Then this. Let's move a bit. This a bit. All right. So I will just add, let's say I need a column chart. A moment. Always go that. Hold on a bit. Just to maintain some level of information. Nothing more. Come down a bit. Just move a bit. Move a bit. This. a bit. So let's say that's fine. So for this one, we want to put, let's just say total sales by our customer, right? Or salesperson's name versus their total sales as maybe as the, let me see, as a maybe top 10. Let me just do top 10. So let me put it on the table as metrics. So how do you see the top 10 salesperson? Please, are we following? Because I'm about to just show that. I'll just add one more, then we'll stop for today. So the salespeople, the list is long, but management wants just top 10. I'll just do, instead of writing major, I'll just make it simple. If you can see, there is salespeople name here, there's their total sales. So if I drop this down, I would see basic filtering. Then I can go to expand it. I'll say top N. Then it's asking me top what? Maybe top 10. Management is interested in top N. I mean top 10 because of performance. So it's now saying, how should I help you filter this? You know, this is filter pane. That by what value? By their sales. So I could just drag sales and put it in this box. Then I'll click on apply. Please, I hope you are following. I hope I'm not too fast. This is me looking at the time at this time. Please let me get a response before I apply this so that you don't say, how did I do this? Okay.
It's okay. We are.
Okay. So I'll just say apply. Then what you are looking at is our top 10. This is our top 10 staff based on sales. All right. It's just to show that here. Maybe that is what the management is interested in. So permit me to just leave it this way. Versus profit, right? With our profit. So what you are seeing also is the top 10 profit made by those guys because it's been filtered. So the last thing I want to add is called slicer. All I need to do is to pick this, and maybe I want this slicer to be filtered by our, let's say, country or county. So let me collapse this and just go straight to, or location. Under location, maybe county. Or what should I, let me see, or state. And that I could, so what you're seeing now, so when you click on any of the states, you see the contribution of that state. So for Florida, this is everything about Florida. Because of time, let us stop here. We still have another time that will finish it. Any question, please? Any question just in the next 1-2 minutes? Any question? Blessing, I hope this makes sense to you. Christiana, please, your feedback, your reaction, please go ahead. Tosin, any reaction from your hand? Yes, please tell me.
Thank you for the class. I really appreciate this. I'm sorry if I'm asking dumb questions, but I am just
No,
new
no,
in
no,
Power
no.
BI, so I really need to be cleared of things. My network was having an issue, so I don't know how, because in the previous class, they taught us how to calculate a custom column and a conditional column. But when I came back after my network has reconnected, I met you calculating using measures. Are you saying that when we are to use measures, it's better to use measure than doing a calculated column,
I
custom
like that.
column, I mean?
I like that. I like that. So the point is that when you add columns, it will add to the size of the table, right? Let's take a look at data view. So the more columns you add to a table, the more the size of that table. So it's advisable. Of course, you can't do away with column because there is no how a table will exist without a column. But instead of having many columns added to a table, can you do less of, let's say, for instance, you will need about 20 columns to be added, or 20 calculations, let me not say columns, 20 different calculations. It could be more. I've done 50, no, I've done 30 something measures or calculations. So instead of adding, and you could get the same results when you use columns, you could also get the same result when you use measure. Right, correct one, not wrong result. So instead of adding 20 columns, can you just add some few columns that are needed as a column and let measure take care of the other one? You've seen the kind of column you should not even had, just like the one we show when I was doing related and we had a column, though your internet, but if you watch the video, you see that column is wrong, it will be wrong. Now, so you do not want to do that. The point here is that more of measure in place of columns is advised. But of course, for conditional column, you can, because you might want to see status bars or something. So you can do conditional columns, I mean, as a column rather than measure. So
Yes,
I'm sure you understand, you get the point, right?
I understand.
Okay, thank you for that. It's a fantastic question. It's not done. It's very
Also, there
important.
is something I need to be clear of. Sorry if I'm taking time.
No, go ahead first.
After you clean the data, you said
Yes.
we saw the tables on the right side, right? So you said is better we use the data model to show the relationships between the fact table and the dimension tables. So is there a way that Power BI will make it like automated? You don't have to manually come and do the relationship before you get into the
I
visualization.
like that. But actually, Power BI did it. I was the one that broke the relationship. But one thing you want to do correctly is when you are cleaning your data, ensure you can't just load your data without cleaning from Power Query. See, if you clean your data correctly, what do I mean? If let me come to model so that you can see all the tables. Now, if as I was cleaning, right, or when I'm cleaning, I didn't name this location ID here. Maybe I just say LID. But on location table, it is location ID. Power BI may not know that LID is also location ID. So it might not help you do the auto detected relationship. What do I mean? If you come here, say you want to do relationship, you can use the auto detected. It would always, there is auto detection. So when you have cleaned correctly, right, you would be able, Power BI will help you do this relationship. But if it doesn't, you need to do it. Even if it does, you also want to check that. I hope it's correct. I hope you understand. Let me know if I answered you correctly. That's the point.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. But the
The
truth is,
last
if you
one,
clean
please.
your data very well, Power BI is that smart to help you. If you have done your, cleaning correctly, Power BI will take it a step ahead for you. How that makes sense, Victor, please.
That's okay. The last one, please. I just have to
Go
be
ahead, please.
clear.
Go ahead, it's
When
fine.
you're trying to upload, import the data from SQL,
Yes.
what if in a situation, because I've not really worked as a data analyst, I'm just learning, So I really want to
Yes.
know how it looks like in a working environment. Because when we were taught in class, it's all about you going to use the select statement to extract and get the data to retrieve the data you want from the database. Now,
Yes.
the line manager in this scenario only gave you the login details, the server name, and list the table that you will get from the SQL. Is it always
Yeah,
like that, or you will
I
be
like
given
that.
an instruction to?
I like that. You are asking fantastic questions. Uduaka will answer you shortly. See, if if you're my line manager and you're saying that you create a report, the next thing I will ask you is that where is the data? Like you can't just say, Victor, you can't just say I should create a report. It's like you saying I should go and build that, I should go and build one house for you. Like how I would, so where is the land? Who are the people that are going to work? Where is the raw material? I must know the location. My point is that if you are asked to do something, you need data. So if you work in an organization where the data is in SQL Server and you are not the database guy, the data administrator, right? Database administrator. Database administrator will be instructed. The normal thing will be that there will be an email conversation that will say, XYZ, give Victor access to data that he needs. So if there's a particular data that they want you to, that you need to have access to, that is the one they will give you access to, because it's just like a warehouse. In a warehouse, you have so many racks, so many demarcations. So you will not just be given access to everything, except you need what you want to do requires you to have access into it. The point is there will always be a string or connecting string or address to where you should go and get something. Let me know if that's what you're asking, if I answer you correctly.
A bit satisfied, but what I'm asking,
Yeah.
are they always going to say the data, go and take the table, or we're going to write an SQL queries to
Oh,
retrieve the data? That's my question.
okay. So if, for instance, let me do this, right? So let me write something. Let's say we need another table, or we really just need something. So if I go to SQL, Uda can answer it shortly. So I click on SQL. SQL will ask me for, let me supply some parameters first. I need this guy. Control C. I'll come to this place. Control V. Then I need this one. And I'll select this guy. I'll also answer you shortly, Isaac. I can see your hands. Now, when I come to this, I'll supply Control V. Then, if my line manager says, is all I want to do does not require, for instance, it doesn't require all the states, Victor, that
Yes.
what I need to use for this report does not require all the states. Since I don't need every detail on the table, I don't need all the information on that table, right? Then I will only write select statement to go get what I actually need. For instance, if it says what I need, the report is only for Florida. I wouldn't have loaded location. If everything is just about Florida, then I'll say, okay, when you are going to this server and you are going to this database, when you get there, use this filter parameter that I'm going to give you, this select statement. Then I'll say select. What am I selecting? Let me write it in a way that, so that you differentiate. Select what? Let's say I'm selecting all. Then you will say, okay, from where? Because this is just the server address and this is the database. If you want me to go to this place, I must be able to select from somewhere. Then I'll say from. Since where I'm going is location, right? Then I'll say location. Now, if I say okay, I will still get the same thing. But this time around, there is a clause to say, do not just bring everything from location. Where state equals one single quote, Florida. Then with this, it will go to the same place, select everything, but of course from the table called location where state equals Florida. So this is specific. This will not return all the information from the table. You only return all information from a state called Florida. Have I answered you correctly?
Thank you. Yes, perfectly.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, Isaac, your hand was up. Uduak, your hand was up. If it is, did the same thing so that I will.
Okay, mine is kind of a bit off topic,
but it's still type of related. So Microsoft introduced Microsoft Fabric, a new data analytics platform. So my question now is, we have not finished learning Power BI. They're releasing another data analytics platform. Is there any similarities between the two, or is there a huge difference between the two? Or is there any collaborative relationship between Microsoft Fabric and Microsoft Power BI? Thank you.
I like that. Now, Microsoft is trying to make life easy for businesses, for organizations, for individuals, most especially for you too, as a data analyst, and of course for the business. Now, Microsoft Fabric, okay, just like OneDrive. How can I say this? Okay, so Microsoft Fabric is like an umbrella. Very good. Or is like so Udrak has a company that gives birth to other company. That company is now under the same umbrella of Woodbrack International. So Microsoft Fabrics is like one, take a look at this, right? Because you asked for it. So this is Microsoft Fabrics. I'm in the environment, right? Let me step out. What you are seeing right now, Microsoft Fabrics, is like an umbrella where, can you see, all your data in one location, just like a OneDrive would have. Like, my point is that it's just to secure that your data is in one place. You don't need to step out and get anything. You can just stay in Microsoft Fabric and get everything done. All your data in one location, organize, collaborate, so that your colleague can also be working, in Excel, then you can actually share and collaborate at once. So Microsoft Fabric is like that umbrella that accommodates all of this in one place. Where you want to write SQL, you want to write anything, you have it here. At the end of the day, you now want to visualize with Power BI. You don't need to go outside anywhere. You can stay in one place and do all of this. Can you see your ETL? You can do your ETL Power Query. Power Query that used to be like on Power BI desktop, right? You can do everything in one place. Let me know if I answered you in a way.
Yes, you did.
So
Is it similar to Google
Microsoft,
BigQuery?
Sorry, go
Is
ahead.
it similar to Google BigQuery?
When you say similar to Google BigQuery, so is Google, let me put it back, are there other things sync in one place for Google BigQuery?
I have to research more on that. I don't think so. I don't think so.
So Microsoft Fabric there, you've just released it. It's not that they've not released it totally. How will I say it now? It's in preview mode, like beta is in preview mode. Of course, I enabled something to be able to use it in a way, because I need to talk about it in the next, there is a community meeting event coming up next Saturday, physical event. So I need to talk about it. Reason why I need to, of course, do something around. But just for you to know, I can tell you for a fact that this makes life easy. Even if you don't know how to write code, you just be dragging and the code will be written. You see it like in the environment. So I hope I answered you. Because you requested, I just wanted to
Yes,
see the environment.
yes, you did. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're
Thanks.
welcome. Someone else is trying to say, ask for something, right?
Okay, sir. So DJ, it's me. Just
Yes.
want to like an clarification to the first person questions. When it comes to data analysis, though, for there's what they call data engineer. Those are the ones that structure or that create the tables that enable the data analysis to use. So it's one like a platform. So they are the ones that will give you those assets that which you can do any manipulations of data to drive in, and just like what Mr. DJ did, that you do select and everything. So those ones will come from the data engineer. You are a data science, you are a data analyst. So you also just to use the data to make decisions. Then the second question that Odwak asked, BigQuery, Google BigQuery is the database used to write SQL queries. That's just it. So Google, it's just for you to write queries on it. That's what the Google BigQuery is meant for. So why Microsoft has
Microsoft
different
Fabric,
platform. Yes, Fabric
of
has
course.
different. So because they have Power App. Power App, it's more like a monetary to make payments, to monitor the payments
Power App is
organization.
an
So if you want to
application
use it,
that
so they
makes
have
life
different
easy. That's
applications.
what
Yes, they make
Sorry,
life easy.
Fabric
I
is
Yes.
trying
have
to say.
So
sorry, I have another question. Before you land with your answer, I want you to include it in your answer as you're going on. Now,
okay.
I always hear the business development manager tell the data analyst, I need a warehouse for all the data. Now, is Microsoft Fabric a warehouse? A data warehouse?
I like that. So Microsoft Fabric is a home that your warehouse can also stay. So that what I've just shown you, right? Let me go back. It's just that this is not for this, right? Take a look at Isaac just talk about engineering, right? All that you are seeing here, they have different work. One lake is like a warehouse. Look at data warehouse. Scale up. You know what I can tell you is that in Fabrics, everything in one place. So there is data warehouse. Can use the scale of your insight, storing and analyzing data, secure and open data format, warehouse, where top performance. So my point is that though they just release it, we are still trying to explore it. That would be the right way to put it to you. Because they just released it this week, right? 22nd or 23rd, right? So we are still exploring it. Look at the engineering part that Isaac also talk about. So where you do, there's what we call data lake. Don't worry, I already have it in mind that I will take us on this. But just know that they just released it. And I am also still trying to explore it. I've done some things. In short, I've not. This is because I should have stopped recording. I've been on this for some days since they released it to ensure we're able to use it because people are already in another community asking questions about its usage and all of that. So all I can tell you is that Power BI is a standalone. All these that you are seeing, they're also standalone. But Microsoft Fabric is now bringing them together under one umbrella to make life easy for you. Let me know if I answer you in a way.
Yes, you have. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other question, please? So if there are no questions, thank you, everyone. I can assure us of one thing. We will keep adding to the topics so that we can get better. If you have concern as well, drop all of those concerns. We will look at it. It doesn't matter whatever it is, SQL, Excel, this and that. We are trying to, of course, subsequently, I will bring some of my colleagues. My point is we would be able to help ourselves to get better. That's why this is a community and we would reap the benefit of the community. So if there are no questions, thank you everyone for being here. We have
sorry,
go ahead.
recording. Where can I get the recordings
Yes, I would.
for
You'll get the
previous
link to YouTube.
session?
Then I'll share it.
All
So
the recordings.
Yes, of course, all the recordings on the YouTube. So I'll drop this. So once you click one of the links in the group, you can have access to. But this would also be shared. But you go ahead, sir. Your hand.
Mr. DJ,
Thank you.
Please, on a lighter note, you actually started learning this thing just the way we are like this, right?
Take that. Take that if you say.
I said you at some point started learning this OBI thing just the way we are learning from you like this, right?
Yes.
So there's hope that we'll know it as much as you do now.
Yeah, of course. Of course, you know it more than me.
Okay, thank you.
You will. So let's just be
Consistent.
consistent. I promise that the community, sincerely, you know why we started this again from, so that what we did last week, some people DM me to say that is like we started from the middle. But we want to be using 2 hours so that it won't be too much that we pack in one place. because different reports, different styles, different parameters. We have not even done some things. So we have not, all these calculations that we have still doing, they are still baby calculations. So we are still exploring Power BI. But by the time we introduce Fabrics, but we take it a step at a time, it will be easy. I tell you, sincerely, it will make life easy. Okay, so thank you for that. It's appreciated, sir. So if there are no more questions, if there are, I'm willing to take place. If there are no more questions, of course, we can end the class here. It is to now agree. Oh, I can't see anything on my screen. Am I missing? Oh, this has been, oh, I hope it's not our internet. I'm just saying it, so sorry. So thank you everyone once again. So I'll stop recording now. I'll make it available as soon as it's available. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Thanks a lot and bye.